Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Diecast Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Jada Toys 1/32 scale Hollywood Rides Fast and Furious Dominic Toretto's Buick Grand National. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it! Let's start our street racing career with a look at the packaging. On the top, Fast and Furious, and no hook because it fell inside there somewhere. You can hear it rattling around a little bit. And nice window there showcasing a partial top view of the vehicle. On the front, Jada, diecast, Dominic Toretto being all pissy. Fast and Furious, Dom's Buick Grand National. Nice big window showcasing the vehicle. On this side, Fast and Furious and a window showcasing the front of, or partial front of the vehicle. On this side, F&F Fast and Furious. On the bottom, Jada Toys. Small print, fine print, legalese print all over the bottom. These guys who licensed their vehicles to Jada to make toys of. Barcode, fastandfurious.com, universalstudios.com. You'll need a screwdriver! Because it's screwed into that little stand anyway. On the back, Fast and Furious, there's the cross sale, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a number. That, my friends, completes a look at the packaging with me bumping the camera. Let's take a look at this 1987 Buick Grand National. There's a nice shot of the profile and the front end, and you can see Grand National right there on the vanity plate. Some clear plastic in there for the headlights. Just profile the other side. Grand National right there. Mine has a little bit of something on it. There we go. And in the back, the license plate, Fast and Furious, and then Grand National right there on the top of the trunk. And it looks like clear plastic with some paint on it here, maybe on the underside for the brake lights. Nice details. It does sit pretty low. On the bottom, minimal detailing, but you know, who's going to really be looking at the bottom of it. Scale 1/32, 1987 Buick Grand National, used under license, JadaToys.com. And then it's pretty much all just black paint. Even the rims are black, but very glossy. The doors open on each side, that far. And then you can see on the inside some nice details there. Gas and brake in the floor. Shifter in the middle, steering wheel and instrument panel, and I can even see air conditioner vents right there in the middle of the dash. And on the other side, glove box, and then there's the shifter again. Nice details in the seat. Nothing in the back to really see. There are two seats and a large center console of some kind. very, very 80s style. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the 87 Buick Grand National. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have Dominic Toretto's 1987 Buick Grand National next to the only other 80s model cars that I have, which is the 1982 Pontiac Firebird. In this case, it's Car, the Night Automated Roving Robot from Knight Rider. And on the end, Dominic Toretto's 1970 Dodge Charger RT. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the 87 Buick Grand National next to Jada Toys 132 scale Optimus Prime and the War for Cybertron trilogy alternate universe leader class Optimus Prime, just to show how close to the 1:32 scale that these Transformers are, the newer ones. For final thought on Dominic Toretto's 1987 Buick Grand National, I have to say about this car, I don't really think of this as a muscle car. It doesn't have that look for me. But what this car does for me is it really goes back to that 80s aesthetic, that big sedan look that cars had in the 80s. I mean, just go back and watch any 80s movie, that wasn't about cars, that had cars in it, and you're gonna see, like this, I won't necessarily say big, but this big rectangular, not necessarily big, but boxy looking car. Now, I mean, that's not to say there weren't sleek looking automobiles either. There were plenty of sleek looking iconic vehicles in the 80s, but this one just, to me, it just reminds me of that like family sedan type shape that cars had, through the 80s and maybe even into the early 90s a bit. Not as much. They started getting more rounded at the corners in the 90s. At least that's how I remember it. But this is a big boxy 80s car, and honestly I don't remember it in the movie, any of the movies. But that's just, for me, it just brings back that feeling, not necessarily of, oh, this is the coolest car I've ever seen, but it does just bring me back to that 80s feel of a family type sedan. Well, that's enough of me rambling on. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.